Y'all had a 1 in 8 chance, and something's looking out for you all. As you watch from in front of the cave, that same darkness that was under the water, it seems to form into a sharp-fingered hand and just reach up over the rail and grab one of the sailors singing and just "Ah!" And Windhelm screams into the waters. And Captain raises his voice, "Do not stop!" And goes back to his singing. And the crew members, they're now looking around, some of them drawing their swords. One of them says, "No, fuck this!" and runs underneath, down on the, down under the top decks.
We gotta do something about that.
Yeah, let's a niche.
I don't think we can help.
I don't think we can help them. Hero token to that random guy. You know what? I didn't give him a roll. Let's see what happens.
Organically. He daps it up.
Oh, this man's is dead.
He done gone.
Yeah, it's not a contest at all.
He gets
That water
squeezed on the ship and then
Yes.
And it was a dark, shadowy water, or like something covered in water hand.
Based on
Yes,
your
and-
sixth perception, you can try a Arcana knowledge check. And we might have to have Taylor and Cass take off their headphones for a second, depending on what they roll.
sounds good to me.
Yep.
Not doing well today.
Just gotta grab a different set of dice, that's all.
A natural
yeah.
1.
I'm gonna put that one in the box.
Yep.
Back
yeah.
to jail.
Straight to jail. Do not pass go.
Got 3 more on deck here.
No pun intended. Bixi, you are caught up in this song. There's a tone, a resonant tone that is connecting with perhaps even past lives, ancestors before you, those who have passed down knowledge from years and years ago. So something within you there is a survival instinct, but with that Arcana roll, fear doesn't bubble up quite yet. This seems like something you can handle. What's Sig gonna do in this little scenario where there is some kind of mysterious water entity? But
I think she's probably gonna take a quick look to see if there are any extra hand cannons lying around in any of these boxes that are near her. Maybe? Fingers crossed?
quick investigation check. Let's see how well you do.
15.
Yeah, it seems like all of them are being used, but you spot the one that was quickly abandoned by the guy who said fuck this and went below deck after the other guy, the guy who was supposed to help him load the hand cannons, got grabbed and yeeted into the water depths.
Alright, I think Sig's gonna move over to take position next to that after that.
Nice, just filling in rank once more. And so that takes us to Taylor then. What's Take doing?
Oh gods, what is going on? I pull out my pistol, and I've got cutlass in my left hand, my rapier, and I've got pistol in my right, and I just run to the I guess I'm gonna run to the back of the boat and just kind of look out over the back and get a perception of back there.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Oh, oh. That is going to be a 20. Dirty.
Oh. With a dirty 20, you see that the perimeter that was made has, there was the hand formed and then pulled one of the sailors under. You then see the sailor underwater in this kind of dark form around them. They seem to be wearing this like horned helm, and they're like humanoid form, but they're all darker water within, and they've got the sailor in both of their hands, and it seems like they're trying to tear.
Well, that's cute.
Yeah. You've got like a top-down angle of this. You're interrupting us.
Down, left, right, up.
Down, left, right, up. Is that your cheat code?
Yeah. I
You
think
can breathe underwater if you want to enter the water, but it's up to you.
I think in that case I am going to. Yeah, I'm gonna find a good spot and I'm just going to take cover and I will attempt to hide for just a minute. See how this pans out.
Quick cut over to Bixi. Okay,
So-
dope. Yeah, we go to Bixi.
I break away from the rail after seeing a sailor get ripped off the side of the boat, and I put my shell against the mast, rapier in hand, and this light blue bubbling energy in my right.
Ooh.
And I'm just waiting for the next thing that shows itself.
So you can get it.
The sailor is not doing hot. You just watch as, or rather, you now went behind cover, but what you can see now, what Take can see, Taylor, is that red is beginning to come up to the surface of the water and kind of pool around the port side of the ship now, on the opposite side of the cavern.
I'm just like peeking over the side, just like,
As you peek, the water collects up. That humanoid figure now reaches the surface, and in front of you stands this fully water entity.
oh wow.
Reaching out, trying to find its next victim. So, you're behind cover. You did say you were kind of peeking out, so...
I did. My attempt was to hide on my turn.
Oh,
Need to
go
roll
ahead and
for that?
give me a stealth check, yeah.
Okay, so with a stealth check, that's going to be 15.
Nice. It continues to reach over you
That's good news.
at the... now this is coming from behind Cass, because you replaced the last guy that was thrown off, and it's just kind of reaching for that same spot now. And I think it hits with a 25.
You think
check.
it hits?
Check
You
first.
think?
Do I?
You think it hits?
You know what you do when you assume.
So that is 16 points of damage to Sig.
Jesus.
Oh god.
Since I guess it's behind me, do I see that happening? Because my back is to the stern.
What's your passive perception?
Oh.
14.
14 would be enough to hear that this thing has breached the water and is reaching out, and yeah, you watch as it hits, kind of like side punches, just bringing its force of water hand into Sig's head, essentially. And so you watch that happening.
I'd like to, when I have a chance, I'd like to attack. Hold that energy that I was holding in my hand.
Get him.
And see if I can.
Ooh,
The thing that broke
dope.
the water.
Get him, Bixi.
Yeah. Go for it. So, saving your action, you then release what it was you were about to do.
And everything
Apparently rolling the
explodes.
dice. That's my job.
It failed.
Listen to this, Andrew.
I don't know. It sounds like a 20 to me.
These are all your plans coming to an end.
Far from or way over.
18.
Hey!
Okay.
18
big.
for sure hits, yes.
Yes.
And a 13.
The 13 misses, though.
13 misses. So just one streak of this blue energy. As two come out of my hand, one sails wide.
Nice. Go ahead, roll that damage.
It's 14 points of partial force and cold.
Ooh. The force you see bursts through the chest, and you can see a splash go out the back as if like a blood spray. But where your shot hit, when the cold damage takes in, you see this like freezing happen in that spot, and the whole right side seems to take to it as it kind of crunches a bit, and you can tell that it has been almost trapped in its stance here, whereas it was going to try and move underwater. So, good call. Dope. So that is your reaction or your saved action. We're then going to go back to the top of Anish with Cass. Which, by the way, the captain had continued his chanting through the fight.
Just gonna let him do his thing there. So Sig definitely hit the ground because that was quite a mighty wallop there. I'm gonna use cunning action. I know it's a bonus action, but I would like to use that to hide and get like scrambled, maybe around another cannon in just away.
Yeah, definitely. Easy enough to do. Give me that stealth roll.
That's a 23.
Yeah, and because it was distracted with the blasts, the one that hit it, it is just using its passive perception, so for sure, you are now hidden from this creature.
Can I use just a regular action to attack it now? Or
Yeah,
was that it?
absolutely.
Rad.
Nope,
Does it
bonus
count?
action. You still have a movement, too.
You know, in for a penny, in for a pound. Does this count as sneak since she moved out of view? Or no?
Yeah, sneak attack, for sure.
Dope. Okay. Just pissed off at this point.
Mm-hmm. You are 2 times stealthed from its passive perception. You're good.
I'm doing math,
Stop
sorry.
mathing.
I word for a living, or at least I did. So
I word.
I words. it's good dish. So
I
that,
thought you were mathing to figure out its passive perception.
No,
If you're just doing
I'm not
player
mathing for anybody else's math. Good lord.
That's my math.
That's not my math to do. I was doing my own math. 25.
A hit?
And then, oh lord.
Yeah,
Okay.
you hit.
And my rapier is a rapier of wounding, so we get another dice. It does piercing
dice.
damage.
Always a good thing.
27 points of damage total.
Okay, dope. Awesome.
Let's go.
And that's a magical weapon?
Yeah. Not a crazy
And
rare
with
one, but still.
Right. Yeah. And no reason I asked. Definitely not resistances or anything.
You know. Well, is it necrotic resistant?
No.
Okay,
Is that
good.
what type of damage you're
Yeah.
doing with wounding?
Yeah, the 1d4 necrotic, and then it was piercing for everything else. So, yeah.
Yeah, so because of the frozenness of its like shoulder that was reaching out for you where it got hit, that most of that water arm was right in front of you. So as you duck behind cover, you come back out with your rapier stab, and where it does, there's almost like this quick instant acidic but not acid, where the necrotic damage kind of bubbled away and dissolved the water, evaporating into a steam as you deal quite a mighty blow.
That's what you get for punching me
sick.
in the head, asshole.
Add water. Stop punching. Taylor, I believe we move to you now.
Yeah, I would definitely, if this thing is coming back, if it attacks Sig, as it's bringing its hand like over the ship, do I get an opportunity attack at all?
No, because well, yes, you would have. Because it was beyond its reach, it had to technically move within the space of the ship a bit in order to make that attack.
Yes, I would love to take a slash with my rapier up at the wrist of this thing.
All right, but I am going to use my first hero token of the night to give you disadvantage on this attack of opportunity.
Oh my god! Then I better roll good twice. Fans, if you're listening, I could use a hero token. Alright. If anyone's listening, so 14 probably misses.
14 hits. It is its AC.
14 hits? Damn, and you're lucky because I just crit.
Thank you to
Oh my god.
who gave the first one. Yeah. Gianna, thank you.
That's 8
Because
points
villainy.
of piercing damage coming up at this shadowy, icy thing. And now it is my turn, so I'm going to use cunning action to dash, and I dash toward the middle of the ship as I begin to pull out my longbow and fire an arrow.
We're not getting too mathy with movement, but give me an acrobatics check to see how gracefully you run through a panicking crew and within reach of this entity.
Okay, acrobatics. That's something I am good at. That's a 21.
Dang.
Okay,
Ooh.
yeah. It's still kind of frozen up, so you pass, like, I imagine just one slide under the arm as you make that strike. As you continue dashing, you get to your spot, and kind of, as your feet stop, you slide a bit, because the top deck's now wet with a water entity kind of dripping and spilling water over
And
the edge.
possibly blood.
And yeah, there's a little bit of Sailor 1.
Sailor 1.
Hired
My favorite
extra.
is the Sailor team.
A little bit of his blood intermingled. Yes, for the visuals. Yeah, you turn around with your bow drawn. You said bow and arrow, correct?
Yeah, I pull out my longbow.
All right.
and fire an arrow at this thing. And I definitely hit with a 22.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead, roll your damage.
All right, and that's 5 points of piercing damage.
Sweet. You watch this arrow go through. It shatters some of the ice that it hit, but when it hits the water, it just seems to kind of like... So you did damage, but there wasn't a lot to stop the momentum as it passed through the water. So it still ripped a bit of the water away, but you notice it wasn't as effective.
Awesome. And I just am just like, good luck, Sig. And I I use my movement to start climbing the ropes up to the crow's nest.
We then go to the captain's turn, and as he turns around to look at the entity, you see as part of his song joining in with Zalea, and her instrument is now out, her lute, at the beginning of this battle. And as she strikes a chord, it's almost like they work in tandem, and her chord sends vibrations as the captain stretches out his hands, and as his hands stretch out, there's these lines of water in between his hands, and it seems like the vibrations from the instrument begin to turn these lines of water darker and black and murkier, and they seem to look like tentacles now grown from his hands as he shoves them towards the ground, and almost like forcing them down beneath, they suddenly arise around the water entity and go to grapple at this elemental, who fails horribly on their dexterity. I believe it's dex. Yep, dexterity saving throw, or else take bludgeoning damage. 13 points of bludgeoning damage from magic, so it takes the full amount as it's wrapping around, especially those frozen parts, is able to get a better grasp. And it is now restrained by these tentacles. So that gives it disadvantage on its attack rolls, unfortunately.
Hooray!
Cool. Yeah. So
Hooray!
It's kind of keeping it in place. The song continues, and you guys can see the captain's eyes are like, there's just this magical water filling up where his normal blue eyes were. It's like actual moving water, kind of like dripping and evaporating out from his face. And we move then on to Micah W. What's Bixi doing? This is nothing new. You've seen the captain do this plenty of times.
I actually lean away from the mast since it's stuck in place there, and I'll attempt to take 2 more shots.
All right. Let's see him.
Okay.
Well,
that's going to be 10 force and 3 cold. So 13 total.
Damn. More of it is frozen. Its left arm is the only one moving, and then a tentacle grabs it, and you just kind of see its face. It's not making any noise. It just sounds like water being thrown about. I almost said dishwasher style, but that seems really lame to think of. So
I like
it's more
it.
chaotic storm and like an active wave right in front of you. The sounds of the ocean, but concentrated on this one being. Gonna get tense.
I will also, realizing that I'm probably too close to the railing in case something else shows up, move back towards the mast.
Okay, got it. Yeah. So move up, get your 2 shots. That second one, it kind of breaks some of the ice near your head and tries to attack you, but again, like more of the tentacles as it tries to move begin to wrap around, just new ones apparating out of the air. You move back toward the mast and find yourself at a safer distance. We then go to its turn, and so it is going to just attack. It's actually just going to attack one of the sailors on the top deck. Wow, and with this advantage, because of restrained, I can't make this up. I rolled a 1 and a 2. Damn. So,
Nice.
anyone with range...
Those are Bixi rolls there.
Yeah, with that horrible roll, I will give anyone who wants to take an attack of opportunity, even if you are ranged, which I know is bending the rules, but rule of cool here because I rolled so bad.
Yep, firing the shot.
And because I got all the hero tokens.
I'm
kind of
my
on your
moment, and I
side.
take it with a 15.
Dope.
Yay!
Not much damage. That's 4 damage piercing as I pop another arrow through.
Damage is damage.
Damage is damage.
That's true.
It is piercing.
All right, Micah and Cass, are y'all taking pop shots at this?
We'll see if I can hit something.
I believe in you.
Hey! 18.
Nice.
Hey.
That's a hit if I ever heard one.
You get 2 of them though.
I do, but I didn't know if you just want to take one of them since it was outside the bounds of...
Oh, yeah, I think, because it is literally attack of opportunity is just 1 attack, not 1 action. Yeah, good call. So your generic blast hits. Go ahead and roll that damage again. Especially...
And that will be 9, just force, no cold on this one.
Gotcha. Okay. So the force is shattering some of that ice. This thing is looking almost skeletal at this point. You've all used your either magic or your weapons to tear away at the very being of this thing. So, Cass, what kind of shot are you giving at it?
Hell yeah. I want to hack at whatever icy bits are nearest to me still.
Yes.
The roll was a 16.
Hack its bits.
Hack its bits. And then it's going to be 7 piercing and 1 necrotic.
Oh, yes.
Or no, 8, sorry.
Ooh.
8 piercing and 1 necrotic.
Beautiful.
I love it. Tell me how you do this, Tell me how you just... you were the first it attacked on the ship, other than Sailor 1.
R.I.P. Okay,
Charles.
so... Charles, no. We knew you so little.
Ouch, Charlie. Ouch.
Charlie bit me. Alright, so she's pissed because she got punched in the head, feeling a little bit spiteful. She's going to take her rapier and she's going to start down very low and then 2-handed swing all the way up as fast and as hard as she can across the back of this thing that's in front of her, sending shards of ice flying, a little bit of sizzling, courtesy of the necrotic damage.
Yes.
Nice.
And you just watch that necrotic burn away harsher. Same with the tentacle, like the black energy emitting out from your sword is matching these black tentacles, grasping at it. Finally, the tentacles are like squeezing and holding this and restraining this enemy, and then pretty soon it all kind of like wraps together and dissipates into the waters as it is no longer holding anything, as the life force behind this water just ends, and like water falling quickly from its position,